do a lot of different boxes. You're not sort of stuck in one
Mhm.
way of presenting a story. You also, this may not be true, but my experience of you is like, I don't want to say nothing's a big deal, but you kind of keep yourself on an even playing field when you're working. My experience of when I ask you about a gig or something like, it's very
Yeah.
like, you might say, oh, this is a little bit challenging, but you don't go like, you don't bring a lot of drama into the
Yeah, no, I'm not a
explanation
drama
or the
person and stuff like
thing,
that. Yeah, no.
the flow of your theater or your film or your TV. And I
Mhm.
do want to, time is flying so fast. I do want to say that you did, when you were early in New York, I think it was one of your earlier times in New York, I got to work on a little film project that you were doing, which was really fun. We did this thing on the subway. That was very, very cool. I really
Yeah,
enjoyed that process.
it was a lot of fun.
It was fun. So
Mm.
I want to move on quickly because we're gonna run out of time. You do everything too. You'll act, and you're a great actress. You have a talent, a wonderful voice. You've done a lot of over the years. I think maybe that's been some of the casting. You've stage managed a lot of things as well,
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
that must be a really interesting experience. But I want to jump into, you went into a stage managing project in 2019, in the, I think it was like fallish, and you
Mhm.
ended up on this production of this Josephine Baker play, which turns out that I know the guy who wrote it because he's been a guest on my show a few times before because of his other work in other parts
Mhm.
of television film. And he, even in the last time he was on, he spoke of that he was going back to this project. It's the 30-year project. Now, when you went on it, you were a stage manager, but
Mhm.
the table shifted and you became the director, and I kind of think it might have been like divine providence in a way,
Yeah.
excuse me to the men, but you're telling this woman's story about a young woman who really pressed through all kinds of things, left Jim Crow, United
Yep.
States, to get her career going in France where they adored people. And she's also like quirky and just, she was a free kind of spirit. So
Mhm.
I think maybe it needed somebody, So talk about how
Yeah.
it fell into place. And
Yeah, I kind of think it was a little divine providence too because um yeah, I told you I went into that job just um as a gig, um a
you were
job
like a
that's
gun for hire, right? A gun for hire.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, it was a job that someone had asked if I was available for,
Mm-hmm,
and so happened to be that I was. It was between two other gigs that I had,
mm-hmm.
and rather than me sitting around, not doing anything, I was like, well, might as well do it. It's not going to be that bad of a job. It's not bad of a check.
And it
Um,
wasn't that long of a rehearsal to
yeah, it wasn't a
period. It was
very
like
long
three
rehearsal
weeks or something.
process.
Yeah.
Yeah, none of that stuff. So I was like, why not? Make a little money before I leave to go back down to Florida for my next gig,
Mm-hmm.
you know. Um, and it just ended up being a really eye-opening and thoughtful and like such a great opportunity because I met such wonderful people working on that show too, and to come out of it with an Audelco award also,
That's
like
outstanding.
yeah, that we were nominated for 8 of them and won 5. So, and that's something that like was completely like out of the blue for me because I was just like I said, I was just filling in,
Mm-hmm.
um, and I was happy to be able to present the story in a way that felt true and genuine and was also had me in it as well, because once if you are directing something, a part of you is also going to be put into that piece as well. And so it was great getting to know Josephine because I didn't know much about her at all before I'd been on the show. you
Mm-hmm.
know the most I knew about her was the banana thing, the
That's
banana
what
skirt.
everybody seems to know. But she's a
Yeah,
civil
and
rights activist. She's done so
and
many.
just to hear all the great things, yeah, all the amazing things that she did, and the children that she raised, and
Mm-hmm.
the tragedies in her life as well was really interesting to find out. And I would have never have, I don't know if I would have ever thought to even learn about her if it